What's up everybody? This is AJ and I'm coming to you with another video answering another question that I received. I've been getting some really great questions, so I want to do a video to give the answer. Before I do that, let me just say that this question was a bit specific, so I will be, trigger warning, talking about genitalia at times. So if you don't want to hear that and that's a trigger for you, please click off and go to another one of my videos. If not, stay and listen to the answer. This is just for educational purposes and to answer a legitimate question that someone has regarding transitioning. So let's get into it, shall we? Alright, so the question that was asked was, well, actually, it was a comment that was given, and then it ended with a question. So the comment basically was that this person is socially transitioning and will be medically transitioning in a few weeks, close to a month, and they wanted to know specifically when they start taking testosterone, what exactly will happen with their bodies, or with their voice. They want to know basically what happens. They said that their doctor told them some of the specifics. They looked online or whatever, but they wanted to know from another trans person who has experienced the changes that happens when you take testosterone. They wanted to know what actually happens. Like, they want the whole tea. So I'm going to give the whole tea, straight on point. So of course I can only use my experience. Let me just say that every trans person who takes testosterone, they have changes at different times. Everyone's time frame is different according to that person, according to their body. There are some people who initially the first change they may have had in the first month of taking tea could have been a voice change. Some people experience something else. So it's never the same thing at the same time for everyone. It is specific to each person. So I'm just going to give my experience, of course, because I'm me, and yeah. But don't put it in stone for yourself. Just know that you may have a different timeline. But I'm just going to not only tell you what happened, but tell you how it made me feel and how it might make you feel. So here we go. So when I took my first testosterone shot, first of all, it was one of the best feelings ever. It kind of looked like this.
So I just came from having my first injection of testosterone, and I have never felt so happy in my life. Yeah, I'm really happy.
Yeah, so that was directly after my first T shot, and of course you heard my voice was a bit on the high side, but that's in the past, whatever. But immediately, seriously, after doing that video, immediately, my hunger skyrocketed. That is the first change that I experienced. My hunger level went sky high. Now, I am naturally a hungry person. I eat a lot anyway, but testosterone just boosted my hunger level to an all-time high. So I'm eating all the time, and if I'm not eating, I'm thinking about what I'm going to eat. So the first change that happened for me after my first T shot was hunger. I was extremely hungry. And for the first month, that's basically what I was doing. I was trying to tweak my diet to fit the hunger that I was experiencing. So the first month was all about eating for me. I needed to eat a lot. It didn't matter where I was, what I was doing. I needed to have something in my hand that I can literally put in my mouth to chew, whether it was an all full out meal, whether it was a snack. It didn't matter. I just needed something to eat. Because I went to the gym a lot, that just made it worse. I mean, not in a bad way, because of course eating helps you to build muscle, which I did very quickly, which I was doing anyway, but it just helped to elevate the hunger that I was already experiencing from the testosterone being in my body. So that was month 1. Around the second month was when I started experiencing growing pains. So, trigger warning, here we go. We're talking about genitalia now. So if you don't want to hear it, again, please click off, go to another one of my videos, and you'll be okay. So, the second month, I started having growing pains down below. It was really weird, and it came all of a sudden. Like, all of a sudden. I literally, I was working, and I was walking around, and I just felt this tug. Like, this serious tug down here. And it was not pleasant. It hurt really, really bad. It felt like, literally, it felt like, for me, someone took a pair of pliers and just latched on down there and pulled really fast and really hard. And it took me by surprise, and I was shocked. And I just remember just standing still, because I just didn't know what it was. Like, I honestly didn't know what it was, and I didn't attribute it to growing pains. I just thought I may have pulled a muscle in my thigh or something, but, you know, later on I realized, oh, okay, that's what it was. And it took a while for me to actually put 2 and 2 together and say, oh, yeah, okay, growing pains down there. But it was just that initial tugging. It was not pleasant. So there is a bit of discomfort involved with that. And then after that initial discomfort, you're fine. But it just took me by surprise. Then, during that second month, after that tugging, I had the equivalent of a wet dream. It was extremely uncomfortable. It did not feel good at all. Like, literally waking up and you're just wet. It's just crazy. It blew my mind. That and the fact that I was erect. You do get erect. You literally get erect. It is not a game. It is not a joke. You do. You get erect. And you can tell that you are. And it does feel uncomfortable initially. It's because it's new. It's not something that you're used to feeling like that. So, you know, it was just, it was a lot. It was a lot to deal with that time, you know. But I got through it. And then one day I was in the shower and I was trying to hurry up because I was running late, and I looked down and I realized that my junk grew. It literally grew. And at first I got kind of scared because it looked a bit swollen. And I'm saying, oh my God, what did I do? Oh no, you know, and I gotta call my doctor. And then I had to calm myself down. And then I looked again and I'm realizing, oh, it grew. Okay, so yes, it does grow. Okay, it doesn't grow all out, but it drops. So it's responding to the testosterone. The testosterone is telling it to grow. You know, you're going through puberty, so of course you're going to get erect. like I said, it was a bit uncomfortable because I wasn't used to it, but you get used to it after a while. So that was month number 2 of all the initial changes that was going on. Now, other people, when they were hearing me speaking between month 1 and 2, they kept telling me that they could notice my voice changing. I didn't notice it. I've always had a vocal range on the lower side, so I couldn't tell the difference. And besides, I was dealing with the whole trying to balance my eating habits and dealing with what was going on down below. I didn't have time to think about my voice. You know, I wasn't even concerned with my voice. So no, I didn't notice that it was dropping. And the fact that I hear myself every day. So I didn't notice anything. Of course, everyone else did. But so I think somewhere between month 1 and 2, my voice did start to deepen a little. I didn't fully acknowledge that until about month number 4. And that's in another video when I actually realized I had to have a come to Jesus moment with myself to say, yes, my voice did get deeper because I was in denial. And if you watch the video about me talking about that, you'll figure out how I figured out that my voice got deeper. But that was around month 4. Month 3 was still me dealing with hunger and the changes in my diet and dealing with bottom growth. It was a lot. It really was a lot. And of course, body hair. I was getting some body hair. It first came like on my stomach, a lot more down below, on my thighs, my legs, of course. But other than that, it wasn't like anything that I was looking for, like on my face or my arms or anything. I knew that was going to come later, but it was basically the hair that I already had in the places where hair was used to growing. It was growing a lot quicker. So under my arms, stomach, legs, thighs, like I said before. About month 5, I started to notice my skin was getting a lot thicker. It was literally getting thicker. And how I knew that was when I did my shots prior to month 5, it was easy to get it in. Around month 5, it started getting harder. I had to push a little harder just to break my skin. And I'm like, why is it so hard? And I've been doing this for 4 months. And then I realized my skin was thickening, which is natural. It's supposed to. I noticed that my skin was getting very oily. And I knew I did not want to go through acne. I did not want to have that. So I went through different ways to find what would be best for my skin, to cleanse my skin, and I finally found it. And I've been using that regimen ever since, and it works. I never had acne. I never had a breakout, so I'm grateful for that. But I did notice that my skin was getting thicker. I did notice that my skin was getting oily. And I noticed that I started to stink. Yeah, you will stink. Because you get hot a lot. I got hot a lot. And that causes a lot more perspiration. So one night, I went to bed. I was fine. I took a shower at night, went to bed, felt great. And I woke up early in the morning, and what woke me up was this stench. And I didn't know what it was. I thought someone was in the bed with me. And seriously, I turned around and there was no one there. And then I realized it was my underarm. I was funky. Funky. It was disrespectful, the funk that was coming from under my arm. Just from sleeping. I had never experienced that before. And I'm like, oh, okay. Wow. So I had to deal with the fact that, okay, I'm going to have to wear deodorant to bed. Maybe you already do that. I never did that. It just didn't make sense to me because where am I going? But now I have to wear deodorant to bed because, yeah, the funk is real. I'm not even going to sit here and lie to you to tell you that it's not going to be offensive. It is offensive. It really is. And you smell it. It's just, it is what it is. And the smell from your urine gets a little pungent. It changes. You're going through puberty. You're getting the body and all the changes as if you were like a 13 or 14-year-old boy. So it's natural. And around month 2 or 3, horny. So horny. It is not a game. It just creeps up on you and you're like, I need sex. Like that's basically what runs through your head. Like I need sex. There's no other way to explain it. The horny level is very disturbing. It really is. Because it's almost like it's always on your mind. And whether you have a partner or not, it's just always there. It's something that's always there. So if you have a partner, let them know like what's going to happen and get them ready. Because you will be sexually intimate a lot. If you're not now, once you start taking testosterone, you will be. You really will be. And it'll be great. If you don't have a partner, you have to figure out ways to pleasure yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because you have to learn your body anyway. But you have to figure out what's best for you. Whether it's with help through toys or just with your own hand. It doesn't matter. But you have to figure it out. It took me about a month to figure out how to de-escalate the situation of me being horny. Like, it was frustrating. But once you figure it out, then you're fine. So that was like around month 3, and then that's just continuous. I'm not even going to say that it's over. Like, that continues. Forget it. It's like, it's just going to be a part of your day-to-day. Now, the funny thing is, between month 6 and month 9, I didn't really have any changes. It was just the changes that already happened were continuously like progressing. So like the body hair I was getting more body hair, and the voice was deepening a little more, and the hunger was getting a little more, and it was just things that were already happening just continue to progress. So I didn't see anything new, any new changes between month 6 and month 9. Around month 10, month 11, I started noticing facial hair, basically here. So I had facial hair on this side. I'm pulling it. I don't know if you can see it. I had it on this side, a little patch of hair here, and a little patch of hair here, which is still here. I had none in the middle, and then that was it. So I'm looking, and I'm like, that is really weird, So nothing, literally, it was just bald in the middle, and I just had these 2 patches of hair. Now I have hair going down my neck. It's still just right here in the middle. So basically, it's like the making of a goatee here. And then this is just part of the beard that's coming. Now I do have sideburns coming down, all the way down. The hair is very light, but it is there. I have a dirt stash, but I do have hair on the end. So, and it's weird because when I wash my face and leave the water on it, you can actually see the water outlines where all of the hair is, even though the hair isn't fully visible. But that's now. Before, when I was getting hair, it was just these two little patches right here, and I'm pulling them right there. I don't know if you can see those. Can you see that? Can you see the hair? It's there. See, I have a couple of gray strands that I'm afraid to pull. Because, you know, when you pull one gray hair, they come back with like 12 of their friends. So I'm not pulling them at all. They are the longest hairs that I have on my chin. I'm not pulling them. I'm just going to let them grow. I'm a bit older. That's why I have gray hair. I'm 51. I started transitioning last year when I was 50. So my hair is a bit different than most. I have little gray hairs, but it's okay. I like my gray hairs. So yeah, those were the main changes. And please don't let anyone tell you that this is going to happen this month and this is going to happen this month. And it's not like that. Like I said earlier, everyone has changes happening at different times based on that particular person. So, you know, I'm just telling you what happened for me. It may be different for you. I spoke to some people who said that during the first month, they noticed their voice drop. Some people noticed bottom growth. You know, it just varies from person to person. So I will say, if you want, it may be a good idea to record your changes when you notice them happening so that you can say, this is what happened this month. This is what happened this month. What I also will say is, don't look for the changes to happen. Just let them happen. Because all that's going to do is cause frustration, because I know how we all want the changes to come so bad because we want to have that feeling of looking in the mirror and saying, yes, I can see it. But just go day to day. Don't worry about it. The changes will come when they're supposed to come for you. I remember I used to always say, oh man, I want the facial hair. And I was one who really initially did not want any body hair at all. Like, I've always hated body hair. It was always irritating for me growing up. And I remember saying, you know, when I started transitioning, this hair is going to get on my nerves. But it actually didn't. It actually felt so good. It was validating for me to see it. So I couldn't wait to get the facial hair. And then, you know, like month 6 came, and I told you, for me, between month 6 and 9, I didn't have any changes happening. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, I want the facial hair. You know, I'm seeing all these other guys, these trans mass guys or trans men who were maybe a little further on than me, or just about the same transitioning time as me. And they had like a noticeable beard. And I'm like, where's mine? But like I said, everyone's timeline is different. So now, I don't even look for it. I just let it happen. And it was funny because literally last month, I looked up and realized that all of this hair was here. I didn't even know. I was trying to figure out why I kept scratching. It just kept itching here, and I'm out in the street or in the gym or going around walking, and I'm just scratching, and then I'm realizing, this is hair. That's what it was. So I didn't look for it. I wasn't waiting for it. It just came. So what I'm saying is, for the changes that you desire, don't look for them. They will come. You just make sure to be on time with taking your shots, or however you have testosterone administered, and just let it be matter-of-factly. So those are some of the main changes that I experienced. Now, with my voice changing, it was a bit traumatic for me, because, like I said, I was kind of in denial. And then when I realized that it changed, then, yeah, I'm I'm like, okay, so now everything that I've ever known, especially regarding my career, I have to adjust. So I'm in the entertainment business. I'm an actor, singer, playwright. So I literally had to learn how to reuse my voice when it comes to singing, because your brain does not connect to your voice right away. You know, in my head, I was hearing my former voice, but when my brain was telling my vocal cords, speak like this, it wasn't happening. When it was telling my vocal cords to sing like this, those notes did not come out. So it was kind of traumatic for me. So I had to relearn all of that. I had to learn how to sing. So I'm still with my vocal coach. I went back to my vocal coach. I already had a vocal coach anyway. It's just that when I started my transition, I wanted to take about a year off because I knew that my voice would change. And I wanted to go back to my vocal coach after it had settled in where it was going to be. So it's starting to settle now. So I went back to my vocal coach in June, and you know, we're working on it. So now I know where my new vocal range is. I know what songs I can sing. Now I have to get into the habit of singing those songs more with confidence, so that I can get the right voice out. It's gotten better than what it was. I know I have a long way to go, but that's just all a part of the process, and I'm here for it. So, you know, but that was literally the most traumatic part for me, even more so than the discomfort of the bottom growth. I think the voice, because of what I do, that was the most traumatic part. Not traumatic in a bad way, traumatic in just trying to relearn my place in this industry that I'm in. So, and it's getting a lot better, like I said. So, and I like the change. So, I'm getting to sing new songs now, and it's really good. So, those are the major changes. That's what happened. That's how they happened. And it's a process. It's a process. And you learn how to deal with it. A lot of things that I did was ask other trans guys to let me know their stories, so that I can know, you know, what to do if it happened to me the way that they said it happened to them. You know, I will watch a lot of videos of other people giving suggestions as to what to do, what to get, what not to get when it comes to your body, you know, how to take care of your body. So it's a process, and you have to go with what works for you. But, you know, with the changes with testosterone, it's, there are some that, you know, are pleasant, some that aren't so pleasant. You know, the ones that weren't so pleasant for me was just that whole funk thing. It was just funky. Like, it was disrespectful funk. I'm sorry. And, you know, every now and then, I'm just trying to figure out, like, why? Like, why? Why do I stink? You know, why do I have to stink? But, again, part of the process. So, yeah, that's about it. I can't really think of anything else. I'm a year in, almost a year and a half on testosterone. So, you know, I still have a lot more changes, of course, you know, with facial hair, maybe some other things that are coming, but for the most part, that's it. I hope that was helpful. And again, you don't have to wonder when something's coming. Just let it come matter-of-factly. You know, and when it happens, you can say, oh, okay. And then, like I said, write it down. Write down when you experienced that change, what it felt like for you, how it made you feel. You know, what's the next step? What are you going to do about it? You know, whatever it takes to make you feel comfortable in your new body, because if you're not comfortable, then, you know, that'll show when you go out in the world. So you got to be comfortable in order to be confident. And you want to be confident. That way, you know, you can go out here and be the best trans guy that you want to be and live your best life. So, yeah, for those who are just starting their transition, you know, just enjoy the process. Enjoy the ride. It is one hell of a ride, but it is an amazing, amazing ride. For those who haven't started yet and will be starting, hey, again, when you start, enjoy the process, you know, and don't look for things to come. Just let them come on their own. All right? So I hope that answered your question. I hope that whenever you do start, for the person who asked, thank you for asking this question. And I hope that when you do start testosterone, that it will be just as enjoyable for you as it has been for me. So, yeah, that is it, everyone. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell. If you have any other questions, let me know, and I will do a video about it. Or if you have any questions about transitioning or my transition in general, let me know. If you want to hit me up or check out some of my other content, you can go to my Instagram page, you can go to my TikTok, and I'll put the description of that below. And yeah, until next time, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day, your week, your month, whatever. I'll see you all next time. AJ out.